Good afternoon, good morning. This is Mark Johnson from Loyalty 360. I hope everyone's happy, safe, and well. I wanted to welcome you back to another episode of our Loyalty 360 Leaders in Customer Loyalty series. In this series, we talk to the brand leaders about what they are seeing and hearing on the front lines of customer channel and brand loyalty. Today, we have a special awards edition and the pleasure to speak with Matt Goldberg, who's the Director of Pro Strategy and Loyalty at Floor Decor. They are a leading specialty retailer of hard surface flooring. And they actually won 3 awards during their recent Loyalty 360 award presentation in December, including a platinum in the B2B Customer Loyalty category, a gold in the program partnership strategy, and finally a bronze in the 360-degree category, which is our overall category based on a number of submissions. So they did amazingly well, which is great to see. So Matt, thank you for taking the time to talk to us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Mark. Happy to be here.
Absolutely. First off, would love to learn a little bit more about yourself, kind of what you do, how you do it, maybe even kind of a fun fact we always like to ask, and also would love to learn about your role at Floor Decor.
Yeah, so I'm the Director of Pro Strategy and Loyalty for Floor Decor. I've been with the company for about 3.5 years now, and our team is dedicated to growing the professional customer segment of our business, otherwise known as pros. So my role is to help craft that strategy of the department and to help run our loyalty efforts for our pro customers, and that encompasses everything from data analytics and trying to learn more about who our pros are, to establishing KPIs for our stores, to manage their business more effectively, to managing and optimizing our loyalty program for our pros. Ultimately, I'd say my specific role is to help build the tools and technology needed to help find these new pros and to grow loyalty and share a wallet with our existing pro base.
Okay, great. For those who may not know or be familiar with Floor Decor, can you give us a short history of your company and kind of what you guys do, how you do it there as well? And would love to learn more about Floor Decor.
Absolutely. Yeah. So Floor Decor, we are, as you said, we are a leading specialty retailer of hard surface flooring. We were founded in 2000 and headquartered in Atlanta, Georgia, where I'm based out of. But we have over 130 stores all over the country. It's actually difficult and fun to joke about, but it's difficult to keep track of our current number of stores, as we are one of Fortune 100's fastest growing companies. We're opening stores somewhere in America every other week. So that's pretty exciting to watch our growth there. We pride ourselves on having the largest in-stock selection in flooring, the lowest prices, and the best customer service. And for our professional customers, or our pros, we have a dedicated pro services team in each store made up of about 3 to 5 associates who's responsible for building and strengthening relationships with their pros. Whereas, a DIYer, people like us, do-it-yourselfer or a homeowner, they might shop once every few years with us. Our pros are shopping multiple times a week. So our team's efforts are really centered around that segment. And how do we find new pros, and how do we grow that loyalty and share a wallet with that?
Okay. So the Floor Decor Pro Premium Rewards Program, can you talk a little bit more about it? I know you've been instrumental in helping design, develop, and kind of roll it out. It's been great to watch over the last couple of years how you add kind of functionality and benefits to it. Would love to learn more about how you manage that process.
For sure. So, we started Pro Premier Rewards, our loyalty program, about 3.5 years ago. And I'd say before I get into the details of the program, I think it's important to note that our business model, we operate a little bit differently compared to other competitors in the retail space. So in the industry, whether it's flooring in general or home improvement retail in general, pro customers are used to discounts, and our company doesn't offer any type of discounts. And we know we're different, but our philosophy around it is simple. And it's, if we offer discounts to some people, we truly couldn't say we had the lowest prices for everyone. And while every DIYer would love what I just said, right, that you have the assurance that you are paying the same low prices as the top pro in the company, we knew we had a lot of work to do to gain loyalty and share a wallet from our pro customers. So that led us out to create a true partnership loyalty program with our pros, where we help them grow their business and reward them for it. So our program, Pro Premier Rewards, it's pretty robust. There's a lot of elements of it, but the base of the program is a points rewards platform where our pros gain points for their purchases. We also allow our pros to get points for all of their customer purchases, which is pretty unique in the industry, and turns our pros into Floor and Decor ambassadors. And it really doesn't happen anywhere else in the industry. And so then those points can be used for what I think is one of the most exciting rewards platforms out there. So whether it's the latest technology gadgets, musical instruments, grills, the sets of golf clubs, cruises, and live sporting events, there's over 100,000 different unique rewards our pros can redeem for. They also have the unique opportunity to redeem for once in a lifetime experiences, such as driving a NASCAR race car or swimming with sharks or private dining experiences and a whole lot more. And then they can also use their points for Home Advisor Leads credits to help find more jobs. And they can even donate their points to provide clean drinking water to impoverished communities around the world. So, a pretty robust points rewards platform that's just one aspect of the overall loyalty program. And I'd say a key tool in exciting pros and hooking them into the program.
One of the stories you told during the awards presentation, I've heard a couple of times, is just some of the extravagant awards that you've been part of and able to give, right? Some people spending, being able to send their family on like huge Caribbean vacations or even the Mediterranean vacations, right? Cruises and what have you. How does one actually get to that status? That I think I need to start renovating some of my properties to be able to do that maybe.
Yeah, no, it's really easy, and it's very easy for pros to rack up their points again from either from their purchases or their customer purchases, and there's occasional bonus point promotions throughout the year, which our pros really like to take advantage of, and just having a massive prize catalog. It couldn't be easier if you're a pro with Floor and Decor to rack up those points and get some really exciting rewards.
Well, that's great. So you talk about your pros and being advocates, right? You talk about kind of how you turn them into ambassadors for Floor and Decor, and how do you do that? How do you get them so engaged? How do you listen to them? How do you engage them in such a unique and meaningful way?
Yeah, that's the struggle with any loyalty program, right? I think it's the average American signed up for like 17 different loyalty programs. They care about 2 or 3 of them. And so with all that out there and with all the competition we have, how do we get our pros to realize, hey, I can really get something out of this loyalty program? And we do it in a bunch of different ways. But it comes down to, how do we become true partners in our pros business? So whether it's, we have a pro partner strategy where we really truly help our pros grow their business, or in terms of turning them into Floor and Decor ambassadors, I think you mentioned. So there's a conversation happening thousands of times a day in America between a pro and their homeowner, and it's hey, where should I buy my flooring? And while other companies may raise their prices just so they can give a discount to some pros, there wasn't really any way of rewarding a pro for sending in their customers into our store. So just by developing a way our getting credit for customer transactions, we motivate our pros to send their customers to us. And by allowing our pros to claim all those points, it created this natural spike in a referral business. But in terms of, how do you get the pro to be engaged in the program? We try to create as much value in it as possible. And truly understand what the pro needs in their business and try to find them an offering to help them grow.
Okay, awesome. So what are some other experiences? I know that Super Bowl, international cruises, I kind of mentioned, once in a lifetime experiences. How long does it take for members to acquire those benefits? And are there maybe some other kind of unique kind of rewards that you've seen people achieve?
Oh, I mean, it's everything that we've seen. Anything from, again, going to the AFC Championship game to redeeming for, a few weeks ago, I had a success story, and it's the best part of my job, just seeing what our pros redeem for. But a success story where a pro redeemed her points to buy a crib and toys for her newborn baby. And, when it comes to loyalty and growing that, every time she looks at that new crib, she's thinking about Floor and Decor. Right. She's thinking about what we helped get her get. So it's about that emotional loyalty and tying that in there.
Okay. As for growing your partnerships, you've talked a lot about that. I've heard some great stories there as well. It seems helping pros kind of grow their business is ultimately what will help Floor and Decor, and grow their wallet share and kind of, and it seems to be a big key to your success.
Absolutely, it couldn't be more important to us, and that partnership component. So we have this component called our Pro Partner Services, and it's our way of becoming this true partner to our pros. It's one thing to reward pros with points in a rewards platform, but we wanted to go out and help them grow or save money in their business. So we provide them these business building tools, whether it's website design, email marketing, project management tools, to partnerships with companies such as Sunbelt Rentals or Home Advisor. Or, what we do is we find an avenue that a pro might need in their business, such as payment processing, business insurance, whatever it is. And we find a best-in-class provider that will give our pros an exclusive offer or a discounted rate to join them. And we do not make a dime if a pro signs up for one of these. That's not the goal. The goal is to really go after the pros and help them grow in their business. And hopefully over time, they grow with that increased engagement and spend throughout the years with Floor Decor. One of our underlying goals of the loyalty program is to strengthen that relationship the pro has, not with a loyalty program, but with our brand, with our stores, with our pro associates. And by offering those tools, that's how we build that partnership a little bit stronger. So I would say it's absolutely key for us. We know we're not getting 100% flooring wallet from every pro. So it's about providing that program that really helps them grow, and providing so many secondary and tertiary benefits outside of just the points and rewards, where we can add to our brand's stickiness. We're trying to build this moat around Floor Decor where, once we get that new pro, they don't want to leave, not just because we have the largest in stock, not because we have the best prices, but because we truly care about them and are helping them grow in their business.
Okay. Emotional loyalty is very important right now in our industry. As you know, emotional loyalty to brands is something that they're looking to achieve and grow. How do you look at emotional loyalty? What does it mean to your brand? How are you measuring that?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think it's easy talking about loyalty to reduce loyalty or a loyalty program to just a share of wallet increase or a sales lift. And while those are two absolute main drivers of success across pretty much all loyalty programs, it's so much more than that for Floor Decor. Again, it goes back to thinking, how do we grow and strengthen that relationship between our pros and our stores, and between our pros and specific pro associates in our stores. So again, just our pros don't want to shop anywhere else because they have that bond. It's that emotional connectivity bond that will yield the highest results, will yield the share of wallet increase, and will yield just the general sales increase, which we try to cultivate and grow in everything we do, whether it's a new technology or new process. It's all about how do we connect to that pro on an individualized level. And they're not interacting with a loyalty program in the cloud, or in a vacuum, but they're interacting with a loyalty program that's run by specific people, run by our stores, and our pro associates use it as that tool.
Okay. When you look at emotional connections, the passionate connections with your pro customers, do you think you have an emotional connection with them? And if so, does it make it easier or sometimes more difficult? We've heard kind of both sides. Some brands think it's great to have them. They're a great repository of information, insight, feedback, but sometimes it's really hard because they always want more and we don't have the ability to engage them the way they want to. And sometimes is it a blessing or is it a curse or somewhere in between?
I can see, and I've listened to other presentations, and I can see how it could be a curse. For us, it's a 100% a blessing, and it's definitely the goal of our program. And as I said, the most rewarding part of my job, just seeing, when a pro redeems for a cool reward, I don't want them, getting that reward in a vacuum and keeping it and, growing loyalty over time, which is great. But I want what's happening with Floor Decor and with Pro Premier Rewards. Our pros redeem for a really cool reward, or they sign up for a pro partner where they saved thousands of dollars in their business, or they created a new website and they're able to find new pros. And then what the next thing they do is they go back into our stores and they show pictures of their vacation to the pro associate that they interact with. They show, pictures of the sporting event they went to, or as I said, the pro who redeemed her points for a crib, right? She's showing pictures of her baby to our associate. You can't get more, emotional connectivity than that. And that's absolutely the goal for us. And that's why I think we've been successful. That again, they're not interacting with Pro Premier Rewards in a vacuum. They're interacting with associates that use the program as a as a tool to bridge them together. That's how we're going to be successful. They come into the store and they say, look what you helped me get, not look what I got on my own, because it's all about that connectivity there that goes beyond just managing a simple sales lift. It just goes back to that pro that we sent on a European vacation. They're not going to shop anywhere else with us because they just had the time of their life. They just had an amazing once in a lifetime experience. So for us, I can definitely understand how it can be a curse and you want to sometimes peel back, but for Floor Decor and Pro Premier Rewards, it's definitely a blessing, and it's what we're trying to cultivate.
Okay. Customers are obviously changing. They were changing during COVID. It's been kind of a unique and challenging 10 months. How do you see your customers changing? How do you feel your customers are changing? And how are you adapting to that? And even maybe how do you see it going forward?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. And I think our customers are changing in a few different ways. Our homeowner customers or our DIYers, their needs are always evolving and changing, whether it's product inspiration, selection, and personalized service. Those are always now I'd say it's more important than ever. Because of that, each one of our Floor & Decor stores has a dedicated design services team to help assist customers with their projects. Our pro customers' needs are also obviously changing, and a good example of that was with COVID, and it just changed the way pros do business with their customers. So too did we have to adapt on the fly to service our pros in different ways. So we're investing a lot of resources into enhancing our pro mobile app that serves as an invaluable tool for our pros to do any type of their business with us without actually having to come into our store, whether it's building quotes or using their Pro Premier Rewards points or just further connecting with their customers. We're never complacent with the offerings that we have as part of Pro Premier Rewards or Floor & Decor in general. So it's really about being in tune to the latest trends and technology, and then being flexible to adapt to changing circumstances, be it an unfortunate global pandemic that hopefully never happens again, or just general changes in the customer trends.
Okay. When you look at the success of your customer loyalty programs, customer experience efforts, and what KPIs are important to you, and what KPIs do your team look at and kind of measure?
Yeah, look, we look at success a lot of different ways. And like most loyalty programs, we have a million metrics behind the scenes that track performance and engagement, such as, are we growing enrollments and enrolling the right pros? Are our pros earning more and more points each quarter, corresponding to an increase in spend? Are our pros redeeming more and more points each quarter? Are they engaged with the program? Are they taking advantage of our pro partner services? Are they getting credit for their customer transactions? All of that. It comes down to ultimately, though, are we growing share of wallet with our pros, which is a process over time. But it starts with measuring all of those small actions of the program, which is why our stores have dedicated comprehensive reporting and dashboards that truly allow them to manage their own business and manage pro engagement through the program.
Okay, great. Now, what do you think the next big thing for customer loyalty, customer experience is? Maybe in your industry or in general?
If I had to hit on it in general for loyalty programs out there, I think it's personalization and segmentation, right? That's what every loyalty program is trying to do right now. How do you connect to your pros on a one-to-one basis, on your customer base on a one-to-one basis? And we've learned so much about our pro customers in the last 3.5 years of this program. And by adding this deeper level of personalization, it really makes each experience more unique. And again, strengthens that bond between our pros and our brand. And we're really proud of all that we've accomplished over the last few years. But I'd say we're still only in about the 4th or 5th inning of our overall loyalty strategy. So it's just about I like to say we're always hungry. We're constantly looking at ways to optimize the program, and whether it's adding in new partners, technology, or benefits, we just want to provide as many benefits as possible for our pros to stay with us, to grow their wallet, and to use it as a tool to find new pros as well.
Okay, great. And when you look at the competitive offering, you have a very unique kind of product offering, positioning as well. How does your brand differentiate itself from the competitors? Are you seeing some similar efforts with regard to kind of pro programs or engagement programs? And what are you doing differently? Because obviously, to win awards from us and from others like you do, and continue to kind of elevate your program and realizing that, you have to continue to innovate and elevate, and you're doing it great. How do you think you're different from your competitors?
Yeah, absolutely. From a company perspective, I would say we're a specialty retailer, right? What we like to say is what our competitors do in 2 aisles, we do in 85,000 square feet. And so that gives us the ability to cover every category within hard surface flooring under one roof. Our concept is different. We're a bit supply house and we're a bit retailer. From a loyalty perspective, I believe we're truly committed more so to helping our pros grow their business in that aspect of becoming a true partner in their business. And I think that pro partner strategy we have, it's unique in our industry. And lastly, I'd say, I guess the element of our pro associates being responsible for engagement is a bit unique, right? Again, it's not a loyalty program that exists in a vacuum that's connected digitally with an end user. It's a mechanism for us that we use that is fostered by our pro associates and used as that tool to strengthen that bond between the pro and the associate. And I think a lot of loyalty programs out there, it's more of that former foundation where it's kind of, there's a loyalty program, it's used to help drive sales, it's used to help drive share of wallet, but for us, it really is used as a tool to strengthen that relationship. That's the end goal for us.
Okay. And the last question we have today, kind of a self-serving question, but always good to hear. What can Loyalty 360 do to help you in your customer journey? Things that you may be looking for assistance with, and maybe things that we're doing well. How can we help you in your journey?
I would say everything that you're doing now, just keep doing it. We get a lot out of Loyalty 360, becoming a member. The biggest benefit is really, for me personally, is just sitting in the different panels or round tables and discussing what other brands are doing. And I loved watching all the videos as part of the Loyalty 360 conference. And, I had my pen and notepad handy and I was taking notes nonstop of things. Hey, that's a really good idea. We should use that in our program. So, just this cross collaboration in the context that we've met through it have helped us out immensely. So just keep doing what you're doing.
Excellent. Yeah, I think that's one of the coolest things that I've seen over the last year or 2 years is that the brands that are truly leading aren't afraid to share. Like they give, right? You may be willing to share with a Sephora or with a food line because you're going to get it back, right? Those are still, I don't want to join. I don't want to be part of that because I'm not going to wear the secret sauce. I think there's such great collaboration across different verticals. I think that's the coolest thing is we have some of the small side meetings that you're in, just people to start talking, you just sit back and just listen. It's really cool to hear that. And you guys are doing great stuff.
Yeah, you think sometimes you think that your problems are unique to your brand or your loyalty program, and then you get into one meeting, you're like, oh, they're dealing with that exact same issue, and just be able to talk it out. It's mutually beneficial for sure.
Excellent. Well, Matt, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us today. It's always great to hear what you guys are doing, and look forward to hearing more in the rest of 2021.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Mark.
Sure, absolutely.